Hey everybody, welcome to Fancy's Let's Talk About It, episode 24, Romance and Finance. Wait for y'all to join me. Sorry, it's a little distorted, the light is a little bit bad. So, tonight we're going to talk about finance, romance and finance. Fancy Let's Talk About It, a Facebook Live, episode 24. So, let me know you're here. Say hello. And if you're new, let me know where you're coming in from. If it's your first time for joining, welcome. Glad to have you. Looking for the good light. But I'm here, and I hope that y'all are doing well. Welcome. Say hello if you're entering the room. We're on week 24, and I'm so grateful to have you here joining us every week, contributing. Let me know what's been going on. Your food. Trying to get the better light, so working on that now. Let me see if I can find some better lighting. It's a beautiful night. I want it to be outside, so let's see what we can do. Give me a look. Let me see. If you're here and I haven't seen you, or you haven't been here with us before, say hello and let me know where you're coming in from. Be episode 24. Okay. Oh, much better on the light. I think we're getting better on the light. A little bit better, I think. Yeah, looks so better. Looks somewhat better. Get it. We're breaking everything. Yeah. A little bit better on the lighting. Oh, much better, I think. So, let me know where you're coming in from. Say hello. Hello, hello. Hey, good to see you. Glad to see you. I got that request and I accepted earlier. I'm glad to see, because you know we follow each other on the gram. So, Mr. Boone, welcome. Glad to see you. And you're from Cyprus. What part of Cyprus? I used to live in Cyprus. I'm just trying to get better lighting right now. Alright, well, I guess we'll go ahead and go. Get started. Hey, Steve, how was your birthday? Welcome to you. Glad to always have you here. Anybody else who's watching, please say hello so I can know that you're in the room. So I can have you comment and contribute while you're in the room. Because I don't see the comments or who's in the room until after the show, after I repost and review. A little bit better lighting over here, I think. But anybody, did y'all see my shirt that they made me at the t-shirt station for the show? This t-shirt. I put it on yesterday and was hoping that I could wear it for the show. Since I'm not at home in my normal set, I'm traveling right now, so I wanted to wear it. But anyway, it's a beautiful evening here. I'm glad you had a great birthday, Steve. Okay, so let's get started. Might as well. Fancy's Let's Talk About It, episode 24. Thank you. I know, it's great, right? It looks good. They actually just changed the wording, the letters in here, that they were black up here. These were black, but now they're white because I'm on a black background. But I am going to put these on sale, so I hope that you guys can rep for me. You'll be interested. I'm not going to make a profit on them. That's not the the business. I just want to put them online on my website so that I can sell them and for the exact amount that they cost, just so that you guys can represent for me, if you would be so kind to do that. Get a lot of love, and I appreciate you. So let's go. Oh, and Mr. Williams, hello, glad to have you. Thank you for joining. So I know it's your first time with us. I've been working real hard on accepting the friend request and everything so that I can get everybody on the show. I want all of your opinions. We don't do any type of sex things here, like as far as man bashing or woman, hating or none of that. Everybody's comments are welcome, and we appreciate you. So let's get started. So episode 24 is romance and finance. So when I say romance and finance, please just chime in and let me know what that means to you. What does romance and finance mean to you when you're dating someone? Are you going to take someone out on a date, or if you're in a relationship? And basically the way that this works is I take all your comments, we just kind of go with it, we talk, and then after that, at the end, I will basically do like a wrap up, and then I'll give my opinion. I always give my opinion, but I reserve it till the end, and my thoughts, because I don't want to sway anybody. This is an open forum, and basically the mission here is that as a group, we're able to help each other, because sometimes it's difficult to have certain conversations, or maybe you're supporting someone that you know and love that can't have a difficult conversation they might need to have, or even a good conversation they might need to have. So let's do it. So romance and finance. So one of the things that was presented was, is there a true romance without finance? In other words, if you can't, there's mostly men in the room right now, so if you can't take a woman out on a date to a fancy place, do you feel like there will be no chance of romance, no chance of future dating or whatever, if you don't take her out to a fancy restaurant or out to do things, everything that she wants? So that's my question to you guys. That's number one. And then the next question to you guys, since y'all are the ones in the room right now that are stepping up for me, showing love, thank you, is going to be, if you're in a relationship with someone, do you commingle your finances? Do you share your resources? How do you handle that when you're in an actual relationship? Do you think that romance and finance mesh well together, or do you think that it's a disaster in the making? So go ahead, please let me know. Yeah, thank you, Steven. Good topic. Needed to watch as a family man. Absolutely. And Mr. Williams, hello, Houston is in the building. That's what's up. We in the H, right? We're there. Thank you. I miss you guys. I miss being at home, but I'm at my other home. So traveling right now. And just welcome to all of you. I'm so happy to have you, and I love the support, and I'm grateful for you. Thank you. So please help continue to promote. Please at the end share the video. So Stephen, how do you feel about that? It's a good topic, but how do you feel about it? Do you feel like you will not, when you were single and not, with your wife and the kids, did you feel like if you were not able to take a woman on a fancy date to some place, or spend a lot of money on her, or buy her expensive fancy things, that there was no possibility of romance without the money? Have you ran into that type of situation? Or did you feel now, as a married man with a family, do you feel that it's okay to commingle money, bank accounts, resources, access to everything? What's the deal with that? And Mr. Boone, I'm waiting on you, because you are well spoken. So please join and give us your opinion. Steven says times have changed now since we're dating. Now everything has to wait with family. Yeah, okay. So before, though, did you run into situations? I mean, there's always gold diggers, that's for sure. That's never changed. Always been a situation where there have been gold diggers, no doubt, right? Always. So, anybody else want to comment on that? So a lot of times people feel like, and some women too, let me just chime in on this. I'm just going to say this is something that I have observed throughout the years. Through my efforts and times, with the women and stuff that I know and that I've run across and been, fortunate to meet. A lot of times women feel they're raised to believe that a man should be the one that should be, valiant and responsible to take them on dates and pay for everything. A lot of times they're socialized, they're raised that way. So it's not that they're necessarily gold diggers, it's just what they believe. It's just sort of like kind of the same idea or opinion that a man should open the door, the car door, the house door. A man should carry the groceries. A man should, pay all the bills. A man should, carry in their bags and purses from the car or the groceries again. Man should take care of all of those things regarding to the house. Man should take out the trash. Man should take care of the lawn. He shouldn't be paying somebody to take care of the lawn. He should actually be out there taking care of it. A lot of it comes up to a point to where it might be something that may be aged out now because we're in 2017, but a lot of times women are really raised that way. It's not necessarily they're raised to be a gold digger or they want, a man to look out for them. Now there are those women, of course, that are just out, for, it's like baller alert, they're out to get whatever they can get, right? That happens. So that's just one thing that I wanted to preface, kind of the conversation with tonight. So please tell me what you think. Damn gold digger, LOL. Yeah. I had deeper pockets to spend once a month, take her out, LOL. Right. Well, I mean, there are some women that are really high maintenance. I mean, but I think that you know that when you meet a woman, you know what I mean? I don't think that, people in general, period, will present themselves in the best light possible, and then they might turn out to be something different, right? It does happen, but I think there are always the signs. There are always warning flags. I mean, if she walks up, in Louboutins or Prada, you know what I mean? And every time you see her, she's wearing those things or carrying those things, or she's, a lot of work, and she's not necessarily, a top billing earner, you know what I mean? It's very possible that, hush, excuse the dog, it's very possible that she, it's very possible that she, hush, sorry, the dog is barking like a maniac, you guys. Hush. Hello. If you follow me, you know he's a psycho. He is harmless, as he wouldn't hurt a fly. Hello. Hush. What a nightmare. Hush. Mind your business. That's not here for you. You need to mind your own business, please. Okay. So anyway. And Mr. Williams says, I believe that you have to pay to play. When you are single, keep your money to yourself. But if you're in a relationship, there's nothing wrong with having a joint bank account. So that's twofold. So you're saying that, yeah, you have to pay to play, right? Thank you, Mr. Boone, and thank you so much. And so, Mr. Williams, 1 second on that, Mr. Boone. Mr. Williams, so you say, I believe that you have to pay to play when you are single. Keep your money to yourself. So, I mean, to a degree, I've been told basically, by different men in past conversations and recent conversations. As a matter of fact, one of the people that brought this topic up was a man. He's the one who actually submitted this topic to me a couple weeks ago, and this was one of the ones that kept coming back up, like through other people. So, basically what happened was they said, that men sort of expect to pay for certain things off top. It's sort of an exchange, like you're courting a girl, a girl or a woman you're interested in. You want to show her a good time, but a lot of women these days, are more than willing to come out of their pocket as well. So, and then on the other part of your response, Mr. Williams, you say, when you're in a relationship, there's nothing wrong with having a joint bank account. Well, because if you have joint responsibilities, right, a lot of times we commingle things and we have a joint responsibilities, like the lights, or if we live together, electric payments or whatever, whatever they might be, groceries or whatever. And sometimes it's just easier to do, like with Chase, we bank with Chase, I bank with Chase or whatever. So just do a quick pay back and forth. I mean, this is your part, blah, 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 that kind of thing. Or you might be like a person who's not comfortable talking about money. And there might be a reason for that, So we'll talk about that in a minute. So let me address the next couple of comments that came in. So Mr. Boone, you said, I think being a Southern gentleman with old school values sets a man apart from the modern brat pack type of men. And I will say, and Mr. Parker, I see you. Welcome. Welcome. Thank you for joining me. I'm so happy to have you too. Thank you. And y'all say hello to Mr. Parker. Mr. Parker is very successful club owner. And very successful, just a great all-around guy, period. Awesome person. If you live in Houston or even in the Katy, Cypress, West Houston area, I highly suggest and recommend you go out to his spot. It's called Dolce Ultra. And it is there off of Cypress near 529. Hello! Hush! Hush, he's harmless. Hush. Hush. I'm going to have to walk up to him and spank him, y'all. He's harmless. Not going to touch you. Hello. He's with me. I know. He's a mess. I'm sorry. God. The joys of dog parenting, right? Okay. Get it with me. Every time you're going to get some kind of thing. Okay. So, I highly recommend Dolce Ultra Lounge there on Barker Cypress and near 529. Okay, so here we go. All right, so Mr. Parker says, it's more common these days to find men who are gold digging on these women. Absolutely, because I always say this too, Mr. Parker and you guys. A lot of times when you give me 1 second, guys. 1 second. Shut. Hush. Sit down and be quiet. Leave people alone. I'm trying to do something. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Hush. Hush. Sit down. Enough of that.
Is there a cord in here? Like a plug?
Right here where I have my extension cord,
Okay.
there is. And there's another one right over here.
Is the puppy nice?
Huh?
Is your puppy nice?
Yeah, do you need to plug something up? I can do it for you if you want.
Oh, I'm good. Yeah, I'm good.
Because I was going to say there's one right here too on the wall. Right here.
Oh, on the wall. Okay.
Right there. But you might have to pull like a chair or something. Hush, boy. And yes, he's very nice.
Another question. Do you have a bottle opener?
I do not have one on me right now. Hush. Hush.
I'm only asking. I didn't realize my ear is like hot.
Yeah, no, I don't. I'm not going to do, but I'm going to do it. I have a live show. Sit down. Stop. Quit barking at people. I don't want to play with you. Everybody's not going to play with you. Okay. Sorry, guys. Oh, my God. I'm so sorry. He's, like, trying to attack everybody around here. Okay. Anyway. So, like I was saying, it's true. A lot of women now are paying for men. I mean, they're paying for everything. I mean, the ratio from men to women is ridiculous. There's so many women. I think, what is it, like 6 to 1 in Houston alone right now? And so, since it's that, women are actually paying, to have, men, everything. It's ridiculous. It's really ridiculous. It's a different type of life now. Okay, so that's right. And so then also, Mr. Parker, you say women nowadays are more educated, more independent than ever. It's a lot of scrubs. Absolutely. You're talking to one period right here. I have 2 college degrees. You know what I mean? But, even the smartest woman, can make mistakes, period. I'm not going to say anything. But yes, it's very much true. These men really do try to get over these days. Some of these men out here, again, we don't do the bashing. I'm just saying, things that I have observed. Some of these men out here are just like really, like you said, scrubs, but scam artists too. They just prey upon women and their kindness or, their money, whatever it is that they may have to offer. They try that. So, next one is going to be, Mr. Boone says, been there, and he said it's nice, right? And then, and Steven says, hello, nice to meet you all. Steven is one of my really good friends from Spring Branch, where we grew up at, and we've been, chilling here. He's very helpful. He comes on every week to view. He always offers me comments and offers topics and everything, so everybody say hello to Steve. Steve is real cool. And Mr. Parker, has probably the other half of my heart most of the time. So special, such a very, very good friend, very honest person. I appreciate it. And Mr. Boone and I, we've been kicking it, for a few years, back and forth. He's a very accomplished author, and a really, really smart man, a real Southern gentleman. You run across people like that. So it looks like we're outnumbered in the room tonight. I don't know who else is viewing, but I do know that you guys are contributing, and I appreciate you. And Mr. Williams is one of my new friends and followers, so welcome to you as well. So, guys, what else? So do you think that, okay, so I've had a couple people offer comments on as far as dating. So is it really true that men expect to pay? Off top, like you say, a Southern gentleman, because most of you are from the South, right? Mr. Boone, are you from the South? I don't remember. I think you come from up north, right? But you Southern men, the Southern gentleman, the mentality of that, a lot of that has gone out the window. Would you agree? Nowadays, we're looking at a whole different picture than what we used to see, right? And some people just know, they've only known, how to be a gentleman all along. And some people, are just kind of like very uncomfortable in the circumstances, especially when they see, another man, trying to get over or take advantage of a young lady or, someone, And, there is a common misconception, about that, oh, that a woman will do this and will do that. Oh, she's got a low self-esteem. That's not necessarily true. You know, sometimes, you know, they're just naive to the fact of what people do. Men, women, others. I mean, they might just be a naive or a sweet person, you know, who, you know, generally or genuinely just doesn't know any better, or they never been have had experience or exposed to that. That's right, Mr. Boone, you're from Dallas, from D-Town. I do remember that. So you are from the South as well. So you know. I mean, I do have a room full of Southern gentlemen, per se. I mean, because every one of you, and, you know, by the conversation that we're having with Mr. Williams now, you know, I see that most of you have the same sort of idea about it, you know. So men, so you say yes, Mr. Parker. Yes, men expect to pay, you know, sort of. They kind of expect customary to pay. You're going to pay for the date, you're going to pay for the dinner, the movie, whatever. So how do y'all feel about when a woman says, oh, no, I got this time. Oh, you know what, it's my treat. Does that make you feel, you know, less than, or does that make you feel funny about letting her pay? And would you let her pay if she wanted to pay? I'll just wait for you guys. So if she wanted to pay, would you let her pay? And would it make you feel some type of way that she wanted to actually pay? Oh, yeah, he says yes. Okay. All right, Mr. Boone. So, I mean, especially if it's somebody that you've had more than one date with. I mean, y'all have established, you know, a bond, a connection. And so Mr. Parker says it's younger single moms these days. Yeah. I know. Sadly, you know, it's a lot of that. So it would make you feel special, Mr. Boone, if the woman said, I'll pay. Okay. All right. The offer to, you know, do something. So what if you have a woman that you're seeing that maybe she's not the same earning bracket or earning range that you are, but she's a sweetheart, she takes care of her business, she's never in your pocket asking you for anything, and she does other sweet expressions for you, like maybe cooking or baking, or offers to do your laundry or press something for you, iron something for you. What do you do in that type of situation? Do you, you know, see that as, you know, a gain as well? Do you see that as something that, you know, you're benefiting from too? You know, do you see that as a nice gesture? Mr. Parker says, I love it. You love it. And you will let her pay, right? Because I mean, honestly, again, I hold my comments to the end. I always do, and I don't have a good poker face, so you probably can tell where I stand already on a lot of this stuff. But I am very much a lady. I will say that I am very much spoiled. I have always been spoiled. I get it from my, you know, coming up. My daddy, you know, I was a daddy's girl. He spoiled me. And so, you know, I do sort of expect a few things, like opening of the car door, carrying my bag, even my purse. I don't care. People are like, oh, you're going to make me look gay, or oh, and no offense, I'm just saying these are the comments that people say. We love everybody. Everybody's welcome. So they'll say, oh, you're making me look funny. People are looking at me funny. I'm over here carrying your bag. That looks funny. You know, it looks funny. I don't want to carry your bag. Whatever. You know. Okay. So Steve says, what goes first, finance, then romance? If it goes well, knowing it will go well. Okay, so finance, then romance. So if you got the money, you got the dollars, you can take her out and spoil her a little bit, show her around, do a few things and all of that, right? Got it. Okay, so that's sort of the same thing. So Mr. Parker was saying yes, and Mr. Boone was saying yes, and Mr. Williams saying yes. Sort of that's kind of the thing that you do, right? It's kind of expected. It's kind of what men do. That's what they've been taught. So I'm in the room with a lot of Southern gentlemen. I have to say that I'm impressed. I'm not mad, you know. Again, I welcome all. It takes all kinds. And we learn from each other by this experience. And this is what the mission of this show is. Again, to learn, to bounce information off of each other, and to share. If we can talk about something that will be, you know, that will be a talking piece for you later, will benefit you or someone you love that's come to you, they put that stress on you that you don't know how to answer, I'm good with that. It's cool. That's what I love. So, and Steve, okay, so then Mr. Boone says, oh, I fall in love. That's old school, right? She's cooking, baking, pressing clothes for work, uniforms, offering to do your laundry, offering to take your car to the car wash maybe, or get your oil changed because she got a little bit more free time, right? offering to do things for you. You wouldn't see her as needy or, you know, too clingy if she wanted to do those things for you, because you would recognize that as a very special woman, you know, who was trying to offer some part of herself, doing acts of kindness, acts of love through works, right? Okay, so that's nice. Okay. And then Mr. Williams says cooking is the way to the heart. Oh, yeah, they've always said the stomach is the way to the heart. Yeah, I've done a lot of cooking in my days, trust me. But I've done a lot not cooking in a long time right now. I used to be the one that was cooking lunch. I was the one who was cooking for the lunch and the dinner and the breakfast. I would be packing lunch for you to go off to work. I've been accused and I've been guilty of packing lunches for, you know, my man that worked 16, 17 hours a day. I would, you know, he wasn't a breakfast eater, but I would pack him something to put on his stomach, something light with some breakfast, some juice. And I would make him a homemade lunch. Sometimes he liked sandwiches, that was fine, but not all the time. But I would make him a hot meal that he could put in the microwave. And then I would send him with, you know, a sandwich for the later shift of night. And then when he would get home, he would have a meal waiting for him in the microwave, because I would try to stay awake, but I couldn't always. The demands of work and his hours were bad. So, and I've done that more than once in my lifetime. I've always been a caregiver, and I've always shown my love through works, acts of kindness and love. So I have always been pretty much well sought after, if you might say, in the nicest possible way. Okay. All right. So Steve says hard to find that in Spring Branch, LOL. Not really. I mean, you got good girls in Spring Branch, Steve. I mean, I don't live in Spring Branch right now, but I have as a grown-up, and I was a good girl, and I was a cooker. They would call it, my nephews call it a cooker instead of a cook. And look who joined us. Hey, Miss Corey. How are you? So, Miss Corey, you've got a few people in the room and contributing that you're familiar with already. You have a couple new people that I can introduce you to. Okay, so Mr. Parker, well known to you. Lisa's in the room, the big L. What's up? Steve, Spring Branch Steve, you're familiar with through the Spring Branch. That's Steve. Say hello to Miss Lisa. And Mr. Boone is one of my really good buddies that we've been following each other on the ground for quite some time. He's an accomplished author, and he's a very, very smart man. He is from the Big D, Dallas. So say hello to Miss Lisa. Yeah. And then also Mr. Williams is in the room. He's a new friend and a new follower on Facebook. So this is Lisa. Lisa and I have been knowing each other since junior high school. She's one of my very good friends. So everybody say hello and welcome to Lisa. And Lisa, say the same to them. And ambience. Yes, I'm sitting outside tonight. I'm not in my room right now. I'm sitting outside on the patio, trying to get Heno to act right. He wants to bark at everybody who's at the pool and everybody who's checking in. They're probably going to get us kicked off the patio. That would be Heno, but I wanted to take him out of boarding for a couple of days because I feel bad for him. Hey. Where are we? Oh, where are we? Romance and finance. So some of the guys have said that a lot of men sort of expect to have to pay when they're going out on a date, to take a woman out on a date. They sort of already expect it. A lot of them have said that they would not mind if a woman, were to offer and say, hey, I got it this time, or let me pay. That wouldn't make them feel bad. It would make them feel special. They wouldn't feel entitled. Mr. Parker brought up the fact that that there are a lot of women now basically paying for these men. It seems to be in the younger culture now for that to happen, and it's happening more often than not. And I said, I kind of chimed in and said the ratio, of the men to women, especially in Houston, is like 6 women to 1 man. So these women, can come across as desperate. I also made the mention of the comment that of my own observation that a lot of times women are just raised a certain way, especially in the South. Expect a man to open doors, expect a man to pay for the date, and it's really not that she's a gold digger. And then I also made mention of the fact that there are some gold diggers that you just have to be very careful of, men and women. And then let's see. Oh, and Miss Angela, Miss Richardson, Kiki, bestie. How are you, Mama? Glad to have you join us. Everybody say hello to the bestie. We got 32 years this year. 2017 is 32 years of best friendship. So, everybody say hello to her. I have Mr. Williams in the room, which you're not familiar with him. He's new. He is part of our audience. We hope he will come back. I I have Mr. Boone, who is a friend to me. Now he's been introduced to you, Ms. Lisa, and now I'm introducing him to you, Miss Kiki. Stephen is familiar with you already. He's seen you a million times. And then Mr. James Parker, the other half of my heart, is here in the room with us as well. My good buddy. He's in the room with us as well. Say hello, everybody. So now that's where we're pretty much at with this topic. So ladies, now that you're here, I've been in a room with the men for the last 20 minutes or 30 minutes or so, and I asked them, do they sort of expect to pay for a date? So women, do you sort of, not in a gold digging way, because neither one of you are gold diggers. You never have been. I know you, in and out. But is it normal for you to expect a man to pay for the dates? And do you believe in in romance, without finance? If a man didn't have a fat pocketbook or a fat wallet, couldn't take you to all these fancy places, would you just give him an opportunity anyway? Go out on a few dates? Would you go out on a picnic at a park? Would you maybe go to the free concert out at the Miller Outdoor every July, around June, July? They have a Motown Review where that's free. Would you go out for that? Would you have a good time with that? What would you work with that? How would that be for you? Would it be an option? Or just, do they just have to be out there, balling, And I also discussed during the time that before you guys joined that a lot of women, how they feel about a woman that maybe weren't in the same earning bracket as them, maybe only had acts of kindness. Maybe she was cooking for him, baking for him, packing a lunch. Not that they live together, whatever. Just doing sweet things for him. Maybe doing nice things. Maybe offering to drop his clothes at the dry cleaners. Maybe offering to take his car in for an oil change. Because she had more time than him. He was a very busy, productive man, and the guys really liked it. They really thought that was nice, They thought that was an old school way to be. Not a lot of women that way anymore. So Ms. Richardson Kiki says, I'm good with it all if I enjoy that person's company. Absolutely. So you will just go out on a date to the picnic, whatever they were more creative about. I think a lot of times, I think you women might agree that, we will be in a position where we will really want a man to step up and do something. We don't want to have to pick everything every time. We don't want to have to pick, what restaurant do you want to go to? Why don't you pick me up and you have a plan in place, right? You do this, right? Okay, so I think a lot of times. So then Ms. Lisa says, yes, he should pay, but I would rather he don't lie if he don't have the money. Okay, got it. Don't lie. Don't be lying about you're a baller and you're not. Okay. And then don't front if you don't have the money, right? Okay, don't front if you don't have the money. Don't lie. Let's be real. I always say, why don't we all just be who we really are, right? Does everybody agree with that? Why don't we just be who we really are? Stop the perpetrating of the frauds. That's the old saying. Don't perpetrate fraud. You perpetrate the fraud. But anyway, so romance and finance. Okay, ladies. So. A couple of them chimed in. So the next part of this discussion was, is there romance? And when you're in a relationship with someone, do you believe that you should share resources? Should you share a bank account, finances? Should you share these things with each other? Should you share access to resources that you have through friends or family? Should you share that with your mate? What do you feel? Do you think that romance and finance commingle well together, or do you think it's a disaster in the making? Because that's what I asked earlier. Do y'all think that it's a disaster in the making? And just in case y'all didn't see my shirt, this is the one that came from. They made it for me at the T-shirt station in Panama City Mall. And I could not find a shirt that I really liked, so this is one of my Old Navy shirts. And they are able to print on any type of shirt that you like. It's really great. Yeah, so... Alright, so Miss Lisa says, I would have a cheap date or pay too, but at first I'd rather he pay and stop the violence. Right? Okay. So men, y'all have any remarks or comments about this? About what the ladies are saying? Do you agree? How do you feel about what they're saying? Think they're right, or what do you think? No bank account sharing. Okay. And I'm going to chime in the end. I am. Just not at this moment. I'm reserving the floor for y'all. I will comment. Okay, so no bank account sharing. So, Kiki, why? Ah, look at her. Welcome, Darlene. Pretty girl. How is that beautiful baby? Okay, everybody, Miss Darlene is in the room. Miss Darlene is a sweet, sweet young lady with a brand new, well, almost brand new baby. He's still a baby. He's still a little boy. She said, I think it's nice to switch it off. He paid for the first date, and then we can take turns, you know. Okay, everybody agree with that? How about y'all switch it off? He pay for the first date because it's kind of customary, kind of southern gentleman style, right? My men in the room are all professed southern gentlemen, right? Okay. And Kiki says, I don't have an issue buying dinner. Why would you? Right. Romance and finance. So, dating, you can commingle when you're dating out there. As far as you paying, you pay, I pay, you pay. Hey, you're paying for dinner, let me pay for the movie. Or vice versa. Or we're out, we're going to have a few drinks, you know, glasses of wine. You're going to have a couple beers, or, you know, you call it. I pay for this round, you pay for that one. Or, when I used to date someone in the past, we would do is if he wanted to pay the bill, I would pay the tip. And I'm a generous tipper. So it worked. Mr. Boone, thank you. He said, I think it's only natural for men to pay, and if his money ain't straight, he should wait before asking for a date. Ooh, ladies, don't you love that response, right? Don't you? And then Miss Lisa says, you can share money, but not bank accounts. Gotta keep that. Yep. I understand. You gotta be straight because you never know what's gonna happen, you know? Can't deal with, you know, people. You know, we're all socialized and we're raised differently. We're raised with different opinions and views, with different ideologies. So, you know, I mean, we're different cultures. We're doing our thing. And, you know, money, I have heard it. I mean, honestly, that is the highest, that is the biggest contributor to divorce in America is money. Arguing over money and finances in marriages and in relationships. Two of the biggest things in my research for as far as relationships, period, not marriage, non-marital relationships, you know, significant others, live-in partners, boyfriend, girlfriend, man, woman, dating, that type of thing, whatever you want to call it. The two most common issues are social media, passwords, social media. Oh my God, the flirting online. That's number one. That's causing breakups all across America, probably the world over. That and money. People fight over money. Relationships are just dead over money. And Miss Lisa says, Mr. Boone, that's a nice gesture, but what if you really want to spend time and don't have the money? She's going to think you're not interested. That is very true. I have to agree. Because you could just be real with me and say, you know, I want to take you out, you know, to this place or whatever. But, you know, my funds are kind of tight. I really wanted to reserve that for you because I think you're a special lady and I would like to take you to blah, blah, blah. How about we plan for that? But could we hang out? Because, you know, I'm going to tell you, you know, back in the old days, and I say old days loosely, I'm assuming that most of us in the room are 30 or older. Assuming. And that's a nice assumption. There's nothing negative about that assumption. So, guys, you know, when you would invite someone over to watch a movie, you would really invite them over to watch a movie. You weren't inviting them over to get fresh, they would say, or to be freaky. You were inviting them over to really legitimately watch a movie and spend some time with them. I mean, because your mama might be there, your sister. I mean, people might be at the house. I mean, might just be, come on over. You know, let's watch a movie, let's hang out. You know, really, I mean, truthfully, we have a lot of responsibilities. If you have a college education, a lot of us have tuition. You know, the truth is we have lots of money that we have to pay out. We don't have time or resources a lot of times, unless we're just self-made, to pay a lot of money, spend a lot of money every time out somewhere every day. You know, if we really like someone and we're out going on 5-6 dates a week, I mean, really, that could be very expensive, right? So I concur with you, Lisa, that could come across as I'm not interested. So maybe we go out on the weekend one day and we go out, you know, and we have a good time, and then maybe after that, you know, we chill. But the whole Netflix and chill thing now, I mean, we sort of know that's sort of an open invitation for the next thing, right? And that's ridiculous. It really shouldn't be that way. It really shouldn't be that way. Because with me, it would be like Pandora and chill. Because I'm not really a movie person or a TV person per se. And y'all know that already about me. Right? And so, Miss Corey says, and Lisa says, there are sweet things you can do that don't cost much or anything at all. Now, I'm of that same opinion. And Mr. Boone says, honesty is the best policy. If I didn't have the money for a date, I'd invite you to somewhere cheaper, like a museum or something. Got it. Exactly. Again, Mr. Boone, the art museum. Got it. That's why I didn't say, because I couldn't read that yet. The art museum. Something, exactly. Something that's meaningful. Something that's going to be a memorable experience, right? Something that you can talk about. Something that you can learn from. You can show each other, teach each other something about something. I mean, really, like, I have friends that love racing. I mean, they love horse races. They love dog races. They love car races. I mean, I've been asked to go places, I've done things that, I wouldn't typically do with, my fancy self per se. I go out and do everything. You know what I mean? I do it all. And Kiki says, give me some Lifetime Movie Network and pizza and I'm good. Oh, well, right? That's true, though. Really, y'all can just chill. Like, really get a good pizza, post up, have some drinks. It's good. She said Lifetime is a trap, and we all know that because one movie after the next movie after the next movie after the next movie. And they have really become more gender-friendly now. It's not just for women. It's not just man-bashing anymore, guys. They're actually showing movies with crazy broads killing and doing that, Fatal Attraction type stuff now. Y'all get sucked in too. We'll be on the couch in our fat clothes eating some popcorn candy, or me eating a mix of crap, pizza and all that. We'll be just posted up for real. And Kiki says, LOL, Lisa, it's true, Lifetime is a trap. But really, but it's different groups of people. It's a different breed. So I just really want to say that, I know no for midnight races, no dose. Right? No dose for midnight races. Staying up late because you really like somebody. Hallmark movies. I am gonna have a live. I do my Facebook live, but I am going to have when I come back to Houston soon. I am going to have a get together where we can all really do my show live and all y'all can be special guests. It's gonna be real cool and real fun. I love the support. I want to say that I'm very grateful for y'all. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming on tonight, watching, contributing. I appreciate you dropping in when you could. I know that we all have busy lives, busy responsibilities. Some of us looking out for others, when they're away from town and whatnot. I love you guys. Thank you for everything, and thank you for contributing. Thank you for the following. Hi, hello, everybody. Say hello to Pocky, my nephew. Hey, Pock. Pock. You're in the room. Thought you were supposed to be in bed. But anyway, I know you're not a baby anymore. But anyway, welcome. So, guys, I'm going to basically just kind of do a wrap-up, a real brief wrap-up. Please continue to comment with each other and bounce off of each other while I do the wrap-up. I've had quite a few of you in the room tonight. I have been blessed. We've been blessed to be graced with Southern gentlemen in the room. Very nice. Very happy to have that. People thinking of the old way. There's nothing wrong with spoiling a woman. There's nothing wrong with paying for the dates. But also very modern in the fact that they recognize that there are men out here that are really making a living off of gold digging on women, using women for everything. And the ratio, we made the general observation that the ratio from men to women is greater now. We have a lot more men, more women. It's like 6 to 1 now to men, women to men, which makes it very hard. A lot of women are buying their way, are buying affections from these men now. Sadly, it is happening. And then also, we talked about dates. I got a little bit of a pause, sorry. We talked about dates, and doing less expensive dates, and also sharing, doing things that are less expensive. And we talked about mixing, when you're in a relationship, mixing your resources, access to resources, bank accounts, commingling your money with your relationships. Talked about how divorce is, the main reason for divorce is over finances and money, and how in relationships the top two factors in separation or breakups is social media, number one, flirting online, and you know, it's all encompassed in that. And number 2, fighting about money in a relationship, especially if you are under the same. Mr. Boone says, dating, secret alert, internet coupons for restaurants, movies, etc. You know, Groupon is the business. I've been to Groupon. I am a Groupon person. I will tell the man that I was dating, hey, they got this on Groupon. You know, I know you said you wanted to go such and such. Do you want to do this? Oh, okay. So yeah, let's do that. We Grouponed it up. Lots of nice places we've been, you know, when I was in that relationship for Groupon. Nothing wrong with Groupon. It's trusted. Very good, right? And if you're very good at planning in advance and you know you're good with your dollars, then we're good. But okay, so in order to wrap up, okay, BOGO, get buy one, get one. And also, like, hey, there's lots of ones, exactly, lots of things that are half price at different times. You can go bowling, you can go to movies on different days, matinee. You know, but there are a lot of women who are not gold diggers. You've been in the room, guys. We're about equal in the room now with men and women. And pretty much everybody's of the same mindset. You know, a lot of women, you know, they are just very, you know, socialized differently. They were just taught to believe that the man should pay, you know, but they have no problem paying. They have no problem offering. We talked about acts of kindness and showings of love, you know, that I'm really cutting for you. I'm baking you something, cooking you some dinner, packing you some lunch, offering to take your car into the shop for the oil change or the car wash, offering to pick up your dry cleaning or drop it off. I mean, we are going through acts of kindness to show that we're interested and that we care for you. Maybe we don't earn the same amount of money, and vice versa. Maybe it's the same way. Maybe maybe the man is the lower earner and the woman is the higher earner, and he's willing to do all these things to supplement. You know what I mean? You know, listen. You know, you could buy me flowers every week, but I promise you, if you plant me, you know, a rose bush and a garden of beautiful flowers, I can look at that every day. That is a sweet, nice gesture, right? It's much appreciated and much loved. So, guys. Thank you so much for contributing. So, here we go. To the part that everybody always waits for, my opinion. As if, because I'm going to give it, but always in the end. So, for me, as for me, and what I go is for me. Romance and finance. Do I believe that you can have romance without finance? Absolutely. And I think that I didn't have a good poker face for that one. So, I think that you absolutely can have romance without finance. You know, as long as we have communication, I believe that it's highly possible to have romance without finance. You don't have to be a baller. You don't. I want someone, you know, that I'm dealing with to be genuine, to be honest, to be loyal. You know, when you're with me, you're with me. If you can't just be with me, I expect that honesty so that we can just, you know, take it to the appropriate place. Exactly. I don't really want what's in your pocket. I'm not counting your money. It's not my business. Just like mine is not your business. I'm holding myself down. I'm an independent, strong woman, so I'm not expecting you to do anything for me. In most cases, I might feel funny if you're paying for something for me, you know, but that's just me. It's because I've learned, you know, throughout the years not to expect anything and to appreciate everything, and that's just the type of woman that I am. Now, in regards to the second part of it, I don't see anybody behind me, Lisa. In regards to the second part of it, I absolutely do not believe in commingling. No, resources and access to things, yes, but that comes after many relationships are built, stabilized, trusted. Maybe I'll share my resources, you know what I mean? As far as if they're my resources, because I don't want anyone to feel used that loves me. You know, I don't know you like that. Maybe we're getting to know each other. But I mean, basically you guys are going to vibe if you're not, so y'all will do it on your own. I won't have to share that with you. As far as my own personal resources, my own bank account, I just don't think it's a good idea. I just really don't. I think some things should stay off limits. Now, if you're married, no problem. I mean, you know, it's easy sometimes, like I said earlier, to pay the bills from one account. And there's nothing wrong with having individual accounts, each of you, and having a joint account that you contribute to, maybe. I absolutely believe in a savings account for y'all to have vacations and things that y'all might want to do together. So that's sort of where I stand. So, to wrap things up, I have a room full of non-gold diggers. I have a room full of Southern gentlemen. And I have a room full of just genuinely nice people who are willing to share. You know, really willing to share. Hey, you pay it this time, I pay it next time. You know, I really appreciate you all for being here. I really appreciate your honesty. Please submit your topics for next week, please. You can inbox me those. You can just post them on my page. I'm going to share this video publicly. I'll make it public so I can share. Please repost this video, share this video, and repost. please make sure you turn your go live notifications on so you can see when I go live. Please continue to follow the show. I am going to work on the vendor for these, for t-shirt stations, so that you can purchase these shirts just to wear them to show your support. I'm not making any money off of these shirts. I don't want to make money. I just want your support. I want people to ask you, what is this? Right? What is that? It's my online show for now. I do get critiqued. It's more than a hobby. I am in school for this, another program with 2 college degrees, and this program. Earlier we were talking about college degrees, educated women, Mr. Parker. So, I really am grateful for you guys. Please make sure to share this video on your timeline, please. Okay? So, please drop in your comments and your suggestions for next week. And please know that I love you. And please remember that there is always time to be a little bit fancy, and that's me. I love you guys, and I thank you for being here and for your continued support. Night. Talk to y'all later. Bye.